Who do you look like? You definitely look like your brother.
My mom. Ron, I look like Ron.
You look like Ron.
I do.
So
he's good looking too.
where I need to. Oh, I dropped a nugget in.
All right, put here.
Freeze dried beef. I love it.
Well, hi everyone, and welcome. This is my friend Kat, and I have known her for 33
something.
years, something like that. Anyway, so we are doing another installment of our series, Cooking with Friends. And so Kat and I are going to cook for you today. I've got a recipe for another meal in a jar, and this is going to be for Chile Rellenos casserole. How's that sound?
Sounds delicious.
Yeah?
Let's do it.
Okay, let's do this. Okay, and here are the things we're going to put in our casserole. Thank you, Kat. All right, for this recipe today, we are going to be making a meal in a jar. And so you're going to want to start with a quart-sized jar for this casserole. Okay, so have you used the eggs before?
Absolutely. They're so tasty.
You like them?
Yes, with the sausage and the cheese.
Okay, yeah. So we're going to be using some eggs today. Have you used the green chili peppers?
I have not.
Oh.
But I want to.
Okay. I think you're going to like these. So we're going to use our green chili peppers because the original recipe calls for poblano peppers, but I don't think Thrive Life has it. I'm not exactly sure what kind of chili. These are just, it says green chili peppers, so I'm not sure what kind they are. But I think they will work great in this recipe. So why don't we start off with a cup of the green chili peppers. And this right here is just a canning funnel that we're going to put in our jar. And hopefully it will just help the ingredients get in there a little bit easier. Oh yeah, and the oxygen.
Take that oxygen.
Take that out. And let me know if you need more.
Nope.
Is that about right?
I think it's good.
Okay.
Look at that. How did you do that perfectly?
I have no idea. I did not do that on purpose. This casserole calls for a lot of cheese. So if you don't like cheese, don't make this casserole.
Yummy.
It's going to be good though. Okay, so we want a cup of pepper jack.
Right here.
Okay, a cup of pepper jack and a half a cup of cheddar. And I'll get this open for you. These little. We might not have half a cup of cheddar, but we're going to try. We'll just use whatever's in here.
Cool.
That's going to be
probably
probably closer to a quarter.
You don't want me to pour it? Or?
Yeah, just get it all in there. Is it closer to a quarter? That's all I have, so.
Yeah.
Okay, so a quarter of a cup of cheddar. We're just going to go with it. And then let's add some, isn't it pretty? I like the layers. You don't have to do the layers, but I like them. I think they're pretty. Let's add some ground beef. All right. And what I would like to do is before you pour it in there, I want you to pulse it in the blender. Okay?
I love these little nuggets though.
You like the nuggets?
I love them. I dropped a nugget in.
All right. Put here.
Freeze dried beef. I love it. How much?
I was gonna suggest.
So tasty.
I was gonna suggest a cup of ground beef, but you think that would be too much?
No. I love the ground beef.
Okay, let's do a cup of ground beef.
Oxygen absorber.
Here, I'll get it. I need it for you. Oh,
there it is.
Ta-da!
You're gonna pulse it.
And I'm gonna pulse it, in my blender because, it does take quite a bit of time for this to rehydrate. So if you pulse it a little bit, it speeds up the hydration process. So I think that is good to do.
There's like one little dot in there now. And I'm gonna leave it in there.
Okay, so this is about what I do, like a And that's it. Okay. So it's not really a dust. It's not tiny, but it's significantly smaller, as if we had cooked this on the stovetop, fresh beef on the stovetop, and you've mashed it a lot with your spatula or whatever, okay? You don't have to do this, okay? I do it because I like to do it, but you don't have to.
No, I'm gonna have to do that next time I use my meat. We usually put it on pizza, but I don't think that would go well on pizza. Except for Turkish or Kurdish lahmacun, that kind of looks like the meat that's in Kurdish pizza.
Okay. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know what you said.
Teşekkür ederim.
Okay.
For any Turkish listeners out there.
We aim to please.
Yes.
And then we're going to add 3/4 of a cup of the egg mix.
It's so shimmery. Do you see how
shining.
shimmery and shiny this is?
It's really impressive. And what we're going to have to do is like pound it down in there because our little quart-sized jar is
How do you pound? Okay, so 1 of the shimmery, glittery stuff. Should I be using a spoon or just do this? Can I use this?
It's clean. Yeah, it's good.
Okay. 2.
Okay,
Oh, I should
wait just a second before you do the third, and let's
gonna pound it. How do you pound it in there? Like, there's no room.
You would not pound glass on a hard surface. Okay, so this is kind of what I do to
Okay.
I've also done this. Hold on a second. And it kind of messes up the layers, but you can go ahead.
Put the third one in?
And no, you can go ahead and put it like a lid on it so it's just not, spraying out, and do it a little more aggressively.
Oh, it messed up the beautiful layers.
I know it does. It messes up the layers, but you can get more stuff in here.
Okay, so people like it layered, like to give as gifts at Christmas.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's prettier if it's layered for gifts. But this, we're literally gonna make this in like 15 minutes. Whenever we're done putting it together, we are going to make this. So
ready for the third?
All right, our third 1/4 of a cup is gonna go in here.
Oh yeah,
We got some room. We got some room. All right. Good job. And then we're gonna do a tablespoon of the green onions.
Okay, should I?
You can take that out if you're done.
Well, it's interesting looking. It's so shiny.
It is.
What'd you say? A tablespoon?
Tablespoon of that.
Yummy. Okay.
And we're gonna do, let's see.
Oh, that smells so good.
It does.
It smells so fresh, like real.
The green onions are amazing. I highly recommend these.
Seriously. That smell good.
Let's put some seasonings in here. Okay. So do 1/2 a tablespoon, you can kind of guess, right, of garlic. And we'll do,
guess. I know that it's 1.5 teaspoons.
yes. Okay.
I'm exposed.
And we'll do a little bit of chili powder. Let's do 1/4 teaspoon of chili powder, 1/4 teaspoon of cumin.
Okay.
And I'm just adding some kind of taco flavors to this dish. It's 1/4 teaspoon salt.
Want me to shake it?
Yeah, try that. What we want is for the powders to settle down into the spaces, the gaps, and the chilies, and all the stuff that's at the bottom, the meat, the chilies and stuff.
I don't know.
I don't know if we're creating room, but hopefully.
Kind of looks
Also, when we mix it run out of room, I kind of push it down.
Yeah.
Just push it down with the back of a measuring cup. Okay.
That's great.
All right. So why don't you do some flour now? So here's our gluten-free flour. Kat is gluten-free, so this would be perfect for her.
I know, and it's so huge. I have some of these at home in my Thrive Life pantry.
You do?
I
Okay.
do,
Oh, good.
because, I mean, who doesn't eat gluten-free flour? Okay,
Right.
how much?
Let's do 3 tablespoons of that. Do you want this or no? Probably good. Okay, 3 tablespoons of that.
I mess it up. You're probably good.
And what this flour is going to do in the casserole is it is going to mimic the crust that's usually on a chili relleno. Chili rellenos are kind of a deep fried poblano pepper that's been stuffed with cheese and sometimes meat and some other things, but they dip it in a batter and then they deep fry it. And it's so good. It's so good. You haven't tried them before?
Never, ever, ever.
Oh, I really like them.
I usually don't eat anything fried and battered
yeah.
because it usually contains wheat.
Right. So this is kind of cool because you can get the, it's kind of the vibe of a chili relleno without having to fry the pepper.
So I need to do 1/4 cup of milk?
If possible. You can just use 4 of those if it won't fit.
Oh, you don't want me to use...
Oh, it doesn't matter. Yeah, either way.
This, I like the shimmery egg mixture stuff that's still in this thing.
Yeah.
It's like glitter.
I think that's isn't that the protein in the egg that would shine? I don't know. It sparkles. They're beautiful. I don't know what it is. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of heavy cream powder. And Thrive Life doesn't have it. And I hear what you can do is substitute half milk, half butter powder. But I have heavy cream powder from Amazon. It's Anthony's brand. I just like their brand because it doesn't clump. It's yummy.
I am trying to fit it in here.
Okay. If it doesn't all fit, that's okay too.
Wow. Poof. That is right at the top.
Okay. You'll want to then grab a fresh oxygen absorber. Put it at the very top. And then put the lid on there. Okay, and this is our chili rellenos casserole as a meal in a jar. So, yeah, show the camera. When you are ready to prepare this, all you have to do is remove your oxygen absorber and then pour it into a bowl.
Don't pour that.
Don't put it in the bowl.
Oh my.
Yeah. Okay. To this, you're going to add 3 cups of water, just room temperature water, just out of the tap.
It looks so healthy because all the green.
Yeah.
I like that.
Right? I wish we had room in the jar to put the tomatoes. Some people put tomatoes in theirs, and we just didn't have any room. But if you have room somehow in the magic of your jar, you can add tomatoes, or you can add them afterwards. But I think they would be really pretty. What do you think?
Oh, yeah, I love all the different cheese colors.
I know, right? It's so pretty. All right, so once you get your jar into the bowl and you've added the water and given it a stir, go ahead and turn on your oven. Why don't we preheat to 350? While that preheats, it gives it some time to kind of hydrate. They call it refresh.
Okay.
Freeze-dried food is just food that's been preserved through a process that's called freeze-drying. I think what they do is they harvest our crops and take them to a facility that's either really close or they bring the facility to the farm, because it has to be processed within 4 to 6 hours of harvest. So this is kind of cool. This is different than a lot of other companies. So what they do is the food processing people will come sometimes to the farm. They wash and chop the produce, and then they flash freeze it there at the farm, okay? And then they cold transport it to a freeze drying facility. So the first thing that happens is it's frozen, and it stays frozen until they get it to a freeze drying facility. And then it's put into a freeze drying, I think it's kind of like a vacuum chamber. They put it on these trays, and these freeze dryers are kind of this, they're huge. They're like the size of a school bus. And lots of trays will fit in there. And then they use a process that's called sublimation.
Yep.
And it's extracting the moisture somehow. They use negative pressure. And it takes a while, it takes hours and hours and hours, but it not only extracts all the moisture from the food, so there's like literally there's no moisture left in the food. That's why it's able to stay good for so long on the shelf. But they take the moisture out, and then somehow the chamber's pressurized and it's preserved. And so anyway.
So even people like here in the neighborhood who freeze dry their own food, all they can do is freeze dry kind of what they get from the grocery store, which has been around for way longer than 4 to 6 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't it like bananas or like months or something before we get, or an apple or something, you know?
Because it's
picked like a month before we even get that at the grocery store here.
Yeah. And then it's transported.
And then freeze dried. So it's already better quality because they're doing it on a large scale versus people that have their own freeze drying.
Exactly. So
dehydrators, or what are they?
There's home freeze dryers and there's dehydrators.
Okay.
Yeah, both. People do both. But you're right. So the nutrition is so much better with these because, first of all, they're picked ripe. A lot of produce, at least in the USA, is not picked ripe. It's picked before it's ripe in order to make that transit to the store or to the facility where it's cold stored. This produce is picked when ripe. So that is an advantage because you have all the phytonutrients, the bioflavonoids, all the vitamins that are going to be present when fruit or veg is ripe on a vine versus picking it early, and it doesn't have time to develop all of that. So
I wish I knew about this stuff when my kids were babies, because this would be the best way to make baby food.
Oh yeah,
way better than anything you can buy.
I need to do a video on that. It's so true.
Yeah, my friend Teresa's daughter's having a baby, and I'm like, you gotta get them on the driveway.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Making that, because even the yummy fruit, they can just eat as snacks, and it's just absolutely clean and no other additives. I think it's great for baby food. Phenomenal.
Definitely. Okay, so I realized I forgot the baking powder. There's a teaspoon of baking powder needs to go in here, so add that in the jar.
What does the baking powder do?
It will help the flour and the eggs to poof up.
Oh, it's going to be poofy like a quiche?
Hopefully.
Okay. I've never had Chile. Bayano. Is it a breakfast dish?
I think this can be eaten any time of day. I think it would be really good at lunch and dinner. And I think if you did the sausage instead of the hamburger, it might be even better at breakfast. But seriously, I think you could eat it any time of day. Here is a close-up of what this looks like as it is refreshing. Isn't it beautiful? Okay, that's my weird friend. So you just get a small or medium casserole dish.
I like that casserole dish.
I got this at Goodwill. It's Wolfgang Puck. We'll just put this in the oven, 350 for, let's see, how long?
45 minutes exactly.
Okay. 45
Tango
minutes.
hambre. Oh, it looks perfect.
Yay. Let's top it with a little bit of cheese. I just got this out of the fridge. We'll put a little bit of cheese on there. Oh. And then
wow.
that looks so good.
I think if you like cut around it,
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, it looks like it's a quiche. Like
Okay.
you should cut it like a pie.
There we go.
But check this out, the inside.
Okay. Yeah.
Looks like a cake to me. It looks so good.
All right. I've got some green salsa and red salsa and sour cream on mine. What are you gonna do, Kat?
I am gonna put some crushed red pepper on mine
Okay.
because it's nice and tasty.
Yeah. You do you, whatever you think would be good.
You don't have to do anything,
You,
honestly.
yeah, you could just do nothing.
It tastes
for sure.
good without it, right?
It's got good flavor.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yes, my children would love this.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. I love the jalapenos or the green chilies.
Oh, I like that so much. So the nice thing about making these meals in jars is that you can prepare several of them at a time and just have them on your pantry shelf waiting. And all you have to do is literally add water and then bake it. So it really does help to speed up things in the kitchen if you have these on your pantry shelf, right?
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
That'd be really good for school dinner.
And I think it's got enough egg in it to where it would make a brilliant breakfast. I really do. Even with the beef, I think it was really good.
Very good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is brunch worthy for sure.
Yay!
We'll impress the friends at brunch. That's so good.
Thank you, friend.
Oh sure.
Thanks for being my cooking friend.
Well,
and
thanks
my
for
friend.
inviting me.
You're
You
welcome.
get free food.
It's super fun to do that. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. And I hope you try this and I hope you like it as much as we do, okay?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
And until next time, y'all, take care and keep
Keep
thriving.
thriving.
Bye.